Paulie Malignaggi attacks Tank Davis and his fans. Let's talk.
Push the weight in no flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon. Motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. The world is 360 degrees. I always tell you that you get what you put out 100%. And it seems that all the rocks that were once thrown at a certain fighter, for whatever the reasons were, and I saw a certain fan base celebrate it, now everything is coming back to Tank Davis. Well, let me explain what I'm talking about here. It was brought to my attention that Paulie Malignaggi did an interview. He conducted an interview. He gave his assessment, put his 2 cents in on Tank Davis. And in this day and age, talking about Tank Davis is very controversial. But over here in Stronghouse, one thing I don't have to do about this kid is lie on him. I don't have to. I just point out what he's doing and I ask why he's doing it. And the answers I get are amazing. And I have to really filter out who I speak to, who I pay attention to, because a majority of Tank Davis fans, well, you see the picture. You see the picture. Questions have been asked, why do you support this kid? And I'm talking about boxing. I can't talk about what I don't know what everyone else is talking about. I'm talking about boxing. Never tried to be undisputed. I mean, he's done some things, but this guy's an A-side. He's in a position to do everything that I'd like to see in the fighter. Undisputed, leave no doubt that he's the best in his division, whatever he's competing at, whether it be 126, 130, 135, 140. Just leave no doubt. Wherever you go, leave no doubt. Find the name, take the names out, all right? Make history in the process. Make me a believer, and I have no problem with you. But when you're the A side and you're making the most money, when your name is mentioned with anybody's name, as soon as you go to the table, they know this is a 70-30, this is a 60-40, this is an 80-20. Fine, we got that. When you literally have the world at your feet, because when I say the world, I'm talking about, the fans. You can literally do anything. D-E-W. You can literally do anything. And what is he choosing to do? He's a weight bully. Is he not fighting Lamont Roach? That's a champion at 130 pounds. Okay. Or is a conversation between him and Anui real? He's wishing him good luck in his next fight. They're talking on the phone. He's beefing with Ford on X. All of those guys are smaller than him, but those are real possibilities, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just looking at this whole situation like, well, hello, he's a champ at 135. Y'all remember when he said, hey, man, I don't want that WBA belt. Don't give me that ish. Well, he has it. And all I said was, hey, man, Shakur got another belt. I mean, that's a rivalry. What's up? Nothing. That's what's up. And then people want to get mad at us, the real supporters of the sport, saying, hold on now. Who's going to clean this up? And I know everyone's saying, well, Shakur didn't say anything either. Well, the face, right? The face of that weight division, the face of boxing, as his fans say, is Tank Davis. Okay, cool. So you're supposed to speak up, buddy. What's going on? You know what's not going on? Unification. You know what's not going on? A chase for undisputed at 135. Now, I've been saying this, and Tank fans getting their feelings, and they pop in on my videos, on my live stream. Oh, Tank over everybody. Great. All we're saying is just prove it. How hard is this? This is crazy. Pause. I can't say how hard it is in reference to anything in reference to Tank fans because you see the screen. What'd you say? Yeah. I have reasonable cause to believe that they get down like this because of a certain love letter written by a giant boxing YouTube channel. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what Paulie Malignaggi said. Now, let me remind y'all, I'm no fan of this guy at all. I'm no fan of him. Him and I had a conversation about on Instagram about Ahmaud Arbery. He believes Ahmaud Arbery got himself killed. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. If you search my channel, search my page, just put his name in there. I put the screenshots of the conversation him and I had. It was very ignorant. And Paulie's from New York, like myself. He's from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. He's from Bensonhurst. Do your research. All right. I have my opinion about Paulie Malignaggi. And it's really not good. It's not. Y'all already know the history. He was fired from Showtime for racist comments, and he's pro-European fighter and things like that. All right. But the sun shines on the dogs behind every now and again. Because he was asked about Tank Davis. Just go find the interview. He referred to Tank Davis fans as being from the hip-hop culture, and then referred to them as ignorant. When he says that, what he means is, and I don't really want to speak because Paulie's racist. He is. All right. But when he said that, I look at a lot of the hip hop artists today and their followers as ignorant. I do. I look at them as ignorant. This is not the same culture that I grew up in and around. It's not. My culture was very conscious, very aware. Hip hop has a meaning. Do y'all know what the meaning is? Let me educate you. The term hip, for those of you youngins, I'm gonna teach you something now. The term hip. All right, there was a phrase we used to use back in the day called "I'm hip to that game plan." That means you was aware. All right, we know that the government puts guns and drugs in our community. We know that. We don't sell them though. Some dudes do. They're ignorant. We don't poison and terrorize our own community. I'm hip to that game plan. I know what the government is doing. Hop is movement. Hop is movement. So you're hip to the game plan. So you're going to move in a different direction. Now, what was that direction? You could be a community leader and speak out against it, and some people think you're crazy until you prove your points. Or you can get on the mic with slang that we created and put out songs like The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Yes. Hip hop, that's the definition, y'all. It was a positive thing. But now that pop culture has accepted it, they've taken it and bended it. They took ignorant rap music and they put it out and made millions of dollars. You know the whole schmeal. So when Paulie Malignaggi says that a lot of Tank Davis fans are pretty much they're immersed in the hip hop culture, what I'm telling you is hip hop has lost its way. And it's now become a part of ignorance. When you ask a rapper, I think that kid Young Thug he was asked about was it the Ahmaud Arbery shooting? No, it wasn't the Ahmaud Arbery shooting. We had so many shootings, but he was asked about a shooting, right? It might have been Mike Brown. I don't remember. And he paused for a minute. And he says, "We ain't on that. We shining. We glistening out here. You know, we about our money." I'm like, wow. He couldn't even say, "Hey, I'm not educated about what happened. You know, but any loss of a black life, that's a problem." You know, he couldn't even say that. You know, and that's the hip hop culture that the world knows now. You know, stupid, ignorant, a lack of grasp of no grasp, no, not lack of, no grasp of the English language. They could barely count the money that they make. So when he says hip hop culture, that's the part that he was talking about, the ignorance of it. That's the part that he was talking about. All right. So that's what he's calling Tank fans. See, that zesty part that I put right there, that's fairly new because it was a joke at first, but then now I'm seeing certain things about them. I'm like, whoa. Go follow me on Patreon. I put out an extensive video about, I took screenshots and I'm like, whoa, what are these guys in the comment sections doing? I've gone to their Instagram accounts and I'm like, yo, hold on a minute. Hold on 1 minute. I was joking at first. Now, no, but these guys here, this is crazy. And then now Tank, he put out a weird tweet that someone sent me a screenshot. And I'm like, hold on. I don't think it's a joke anymore. So Paulie Malignaggi is calling them ignorant, a part of the hip hop culture, which is not, it's not used in a good manner in which he's speaking on it. The major part is he's saying that Tank is underachieving, which is true. Which is true. Tank is underachieving. Tank is underachieving. And that's by choice because he does what he wants when he wants to do it. I no longer want to hear that Floyd picks his fights. He's not dealing with Floyd anymore. I no longer hear that Leonard Ellaby is in charge of his career. This is all Tank Davis. You guys can't say that anymore. This is all him. And with all the options available, all right, and I want y'all to remember, Turkey Al-Sheikh went to him first. You want to fight Devin Haney? I got 50 mil. He said, give me 2 Ferraris. Turkey said, I give you 2 gloves. At the Lamont Roach presser, they asked him about that. He says, no, I need 3 Ferraris now. Oh, I get it though. Y'all kids say, oh, he's just trolling. I don't know when real supporters like myself for the sport became the villains for asking these kids to do what they said they wanted to do, and that's to become a boxer. All I'm asking them for is for the best fighters to fight the best, and one man is going to emerge. I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? It's like the Highlander. There can only be one. What's going on? And it's like he's comfortable where he is. And if he's comfortable where he is, that's fine. But that's why I closed the door, because I'm not talking with a Tank fanatic. And look up the term fanatic. It's not a good thing. The term fan comes from fanatic. That's why I don't like using the term fan. I'm a fan of nothing, of no one. I'm not a fanatic of anything. I'm a supporter of the sport first. And if he don't want to be the best and leave no doubt, that's fine. But I don't want your fans coming around my channel and trying to debate with me, because I'm talking boxing. You talking about good looks and hair and tattoos on the legs at that. What? Back in '86, I didn't discuss music with the girls in my class, because the reason why I like the song that, let's say, maybe New Edition pulled out, or the New Edition, they put out a song or whatever, whoever was hot back then. Let's say I like a song, but they like the song, but they also like them. I'm not talking to girls about that. When I'm trying to discuss boxing, some of these men pop up And then you find out that they're talking about something else. Not here. There's a place for that. Go find it, but it ain't here. You never heard me say that Tank is trash in the ring. Find it when I said he's trash. Find it. I never said it. I never said it. There's certain people I think that will beat him. And the fact that he has not fought them gives me reasonable cause to believe that his fan base have more faith in his abilities than he has in himself. But you know what? I'm going to stop saying that. They're fine with him just doing what he's doing. They don't want to see him in the ringer with someone that could potentially beat him. They're cool with him fighting guys from other weight divisions that they never heard of. Nobody was checking for. I know who Lamont Roach is. I know who he is. But his fanatics, they just now found out who he was. They know his record. They know who he lost to. And they're now comfortable because they know Tank is going to win. I'm not talking to guys like that. I want to talk about the 50-50 fights. The fights against him and Devin Haney. Him versus Teofimo Lopez. Him versus Shakur. Those are 50-50 fights. There was a whole lot of belts moving around at 135 the whole time Tank was there, y'all. The whole time he was there. He was there the whole time. He didn't intervene or anything. He stayed in this little bubble and gave you like the Hector Garcias of the world. He gave you the Ryan Garcias of the world that had no belt. Nothing. Just a bunch of Instagram followers, and their fan base are one and the same. And I talked about that. Go follow me on Patreon. Those two guys trauma bond because I really believe they went through something similar coming up, but whatever. So I'm going to ask y'all, is Paulie Malignaggi wrong about him? Was Paulie being racist or was he talking boxing? That's why I said the sun shines on the dogs behind every now and again. Do you know what that means? Every now and again, you can either get lucky or you and someone you don't like share an exact opinion. Paulie was talking boxing. When he said hip-hop culture, he was referring to ignorance. The culture has been hijacked, so I call it ignorance. I don't like these rappers today, a lot of them. They promote sex and violence. They're not telling a story. They saying that they actually do it. Hell, ain't Young Thug in court right now fighting for his freedom? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna get too deep into that. Funny how life works, right? Funny how life works. You ask them about a brother losing their life in the streets, and it's justified by the system. You ask him about that, and he just ignores it, and now he's fighting for his life in the court because he allegedly did something. Ain't that funny? The world is 360 degrees. You get what you put out. Paulie kept talking crazy on Showtime. They put him out. Y'all don't see a pattern? Tank talking. I thought he was going to fight Lamont Roach on December 14th. Pump fake. There was nothing ever booked for the Toyota Center. I said, wow, that's strange. What's going on? And then all this stuff started coming out about the PBC. And it's gotten so funky now that Errol Spence isn't even fighting. And he's putting out cryptic messages. Man, the boxing world is messed up. What does he mean? So then that ignited the PBC conversation. But don't worry, because Turkey referred to the PBC as partners. So Tank eventually is going to have to put up or shut up or retire. He's talking about retirement. Paulie talked about that. He's like, yo, this dude, now his contemporaries are there waiting. I think the PBC is now working with Riyadh season officially. And this kid talking about retirement. Is he talking about retirement because he might have to see a Devin Haney or Shakur or Teofimo Lopez or anybody? Hell, a rematch with Ryan with no rehydration clauses and stuff. Because y'all know he drained him and he had all kinds of moles in that dude's camp. Y'all know that. And what's he talking about? Retiring. And who's standing in the pocket for that? His fanatics. Right there behind him. Those are his fans. That's how they look for real. That's how they behave for real. And I don't think it's a joke anymore. I was joking before, but that message he put out the other day, that was crazy. What do you say? Women don't be knowing when their man be like, suspect. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's all over the internet. I'm like, what is he doing? Oh, I get it. What y'all kids gonna tell me? Oh, Tank was just trolling. That's y'all get out of jail free card? He was just trolling. Let me tell you something, man. Nobody trolls like that. No. Negative. That's who he is. And that's who you kids are. Back in the day, you just go home and get your favorite chick flick and you shake dice and go to bed. I'm sorry. You shake dice, wash your hands, and go to bed. Today, you kids are practicing on each other. And by the time you get a girl, it don't work because you're used to something else. I know what's going on. Trust me. These kids untold on themselves. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all. What? Those are Tank fans. Lastly, I want to point out that, when Paulie was on Devin Haney's bumper unjustly, we were out loud about it. I'm like, yo, man, look at this dude. He's a hater. He even challenged Devin to a bare knuckle fight. I'm like, man, look at this dude. Screaming for attention. Man, go sit down. For Devin to beat on him, that means he's going to have to pay him because Paulie ain't going to do it for free. He might say he will. He ain't going to do it for free. I don't know if it'll get that far with Tank. It depends on what Tank says. But again, if he entertain, matter of fact, I think Tank will entertain Paulie as one of those fights. I don't put that past him. Tank will knock his head off. Let's get that straight. But my point is, it was all funny when he was coming at Devin and Bill. It was funny. Remember that? It was funny. Y'all Tank fans was laughing, wasn't y'all? Just like y'all were laughing when Floyd Mayweather win that Bill. Remember that? Y'all were laughing.
You fool ass earth man.
Remember that conversation? Bill. Remember that? It was funny, right? It was funny. And then when Floyd flipped on Tank, it wasn't too funny. Right? So Paulie went at Devin. That was funny, right? Now Paulie has put his sights on y'all. And the thing is, he's not lying about Tank. He's not saying anything that I haven't said about Tank. But here's the thing. I was hoping that we formed a united front. When he went at Devin like that, it was unjust and it was coming from a hateful place in his heart. But because y'all don't like Devin, y'all were cool. Y'all exercised y'all right to remain silent. Some of y'all roll with Paulie on that. Well, Paulie got a point. But most, y'all exercise y'all right to remain silent. So I'm like, cool. All right. Since it's like that, I'll be watching. I want to see what y'all do. Tank fanatics. Y'all can go at Paulie. Go ahead. Because you know what? Paulie does know boxing. He just uses his powers for evil. So y'all could name call him and everything else, but name calling him isn't going to hurt his feelings. It's going to prove him right because he's just going to call you ignorant. You're an ignorant Tank fan. Because Paulie could body bag you having a boxing conversation. And he won't be saying anything that myself and many others have asked. You're the A side. Why haven't you cleaned out the division? You're surrounded by contemporaries and you haven't done anything. And when you have gotten in the ring with a lot of people, you've weight bullied them. Leo Santa Cruz, you drank Frank Martin. So y'all deal with this Paulie Malignaggi thing. Y'all go find a video, watch it. and point out what he says wrong, and y'all go for it. But y'all by yourself, because I ain't getting in the middle of this. I got my popcorn. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And I'm welcoming the Tank fans in my comment section. I'll review everything you say, but I'm going to ask you, prove me wrong. Bronx on deck. Move!